Alright, good day everyone. Today we're doing CSEC Maths Paper 1 and today we're going to be doing Section 6 which is Algebra, and we'll be focusing on Paper 20, January 2025 to 2017. Alright, so the first thing is let's look at January 2025. Right, January 2025. Okay, January 2025, paper 1, algebra numbers 21 to 26. This is where, these are the numbers that are being tested on, algebra is being tested on. The first question says the product of P and its reciprocal may be written as. Now, they said P multiplied by the reciprocal of P, which means the product. Now, product means to multiply. We are multiplying P and the reciprocal, which would be P multiplied by 1 over P. So that would be D, number 21. The reciprocal of multiply by P is divide by P, right? Item 21 refers to the following diagram of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle, centimeters squared, is x squared. So when you multiply these two, you're getting x squared. The equipment that may be used to find the value of x is, so first off, we know that the area of this rectangle would be length times breadth. Yeah? Length times breadth, which is x minus 4 multiplied by 2 is equals to x squared. So that's 2x minus 4 to the 8 is equals to x squared. Right, so we can put it like this. So x squared is 2, so that's exactly what I have here. So A is the answer. Alright, and that's how you would do this one. Number 23, Althea, Bob, and Chris collect shells. Althea collects P shells. Bob collects twice as many shells as Althea. Chris has 4 more than the total number of shells that both Althea and Bob collected. Altogether, the number of shells they have is, so first off, Althea, I'll just put E instead of writing the whole name, right? So A is equals to P. Bob, they said twice as many, so that's 2P. And then Chris has 4 more than the total. So Chris would be total of Althea and Bob would be P plus 2P, which is 3P. And they said it's 4 more. So Chris is actually 3P plus 4. Alright? If we have to say how much altogether, meaning we adding it up, so that's P plus 2P plus 3P plus 4. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6P plus 4. We have none of those options. However, let's look at this. If we had to factorize this out, they have 2 in common. 2 by 3P plus 2. So the answer would be D. Yeah, and that is how you would have done this question. Number 24. If 3 plus 2x is equals to 1, then what is x? So 3 plus 2 over x is equals to 1. Right? You could simply put in these values rather than having to solve x, right? You could say 3 plus 2 over minus 1. 3 plus 2 over minus 1 is 3 minus 1. Sorry, 3 minus 2, because 2 divided by negative 1 is negative 2, and this will give you 1. Alright, so the answer is E. So just by substituting the values rather than solving for x like we normally would, because the answers are given, we can do that. Right, and if you did not get negative 1 as the first answer, you would try 1 over 5, then 1 over 2, then 5, to make sure that your answer of x, that you get 1. Right, number 25, the value of 5n plus 1 multiplied by 5 to the power of n plus 2. Right, now we know, well, let's say n is equal to negative 1. So 5 to the negative 1 plus 1, multiply 5 by the negative 1 plus 2. This would be 5 to the power of 0, multiplied by 5 to the power of 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, multiplied by 5 to the power of 1, which is 5. So B would be your answer. number 26, I believe that's the last one for January 2025. If 40 students will take 20 days to paint a wall, how many days will it take to paint a wall if 10 more students are added? Now, we have to recognize that we can say 40 students. If 40 students is equal to 20 days, then one student, would they take less or more? They would obviously take more. No, 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 more. Because this is the only exception to the if then therefore rule. Remember when I was saying for if then therefore, for your then line it is usually a right hand side divided by a left hand side. This is the exception to the rule because you have to think about how long would it take one person to do it? It would take somebody longer. So it would be 20 by 40, 4 to the 8. So it would take them 4 to the 8, 800 days. Right? But we want to find out, therefore, for 50 students, would be 800 divided by 50. 5 and does 1, remainder 3, 16 days. So this person would take 16 days to, 50 students would take 16 days to do the, to paint the, for 50 students, it would take 16 days to paint the wall. Alright, and that is the end for January 2025. Now look at May, June 2024, paper 1, section 6. Again, that's algebra number 1 to 21 to 26. This one, 3 to the power of x. This is a little bit 3 to the power of x squared multiplied by 2 to the power of x cubed. This is 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by x squared multiplied by x cubed, which is 3 twos are 6 multiplied by x. If the powers, if your bases are the same and you're multiplying, you add your powers, 2 plus 3. So this is 6 multiplied by x to the power of 5, which is equal to 6x to the power of 5, which is A. Yeah, right? This one is 5 open bracket y minus 2 is equals to 3 open bracket y plus 4. Then y is, now you could just solve for y and multiply it through and solve for y, or you could use the options. It's all up to you, whichever one that you think is fastest. I'm just going to solve for y. 5y minus 10 is equals to 3y plus 12. That is, carry this across, that would be 5y minus 3y is 2y is equals to 12 plus 10, which is 22, and I could clearly see y is equals to 11, right? Without, showing all the working, right? Now, you can just put it here. Y 11 minus 2 is 9, so 9 fives are 45, and then 3 by 11 plus 4 is 15, 15 by 3 is also 45. So you could have just substituted these values into number 22 and substitute the answers here, A, B, C, or D, into the question and see which one makes them equal to each other. Let's look at number 23. 23 says 7 times the product of 7 times, so that's 7 multiplied by the product of two numbers. Product means to multiply, so you're multiplying A multiplied by B is 7AB, so that would be the answer. Given that 3 asterisk 6 is 3 asterisk 6 is 3 and 2 asterisk 4 is equal to 0, then A asterisk B is equal to. So what I would do is I would substitute these two values, 3 and 6, into this, and it must work for these two. So I have to get the answer 3 and I have to get the answer 0. So when does 3 squared, so that's 9 minus 6 is 3, so it does work for this. So I would say A asterisk B, let's say if it is A squared minus B, so 3 asterisk 6 would be 3 squared minus 6, which is in fact 3. Let's see if it works for this one. 2 asterisk 4 would be 2 squared minus 4, which is in fact 0. So we know that the answer is A. So just by substituting these values into each equation, you need to make sure that you get the answers that is given, and that is how you would get this question or do this question. Number 5, if x is equals to negative 2, y is equals to 3, and t is equals to 3, then let's just substitute it. That's negative 2 over 3 to the power of 3, right? Which is 2 to the negative 2 to the power of 3 is negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 over 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. This would be negative 8 and this would be 27. So you know the answer would be B. Alright, number 25. That was number 25. Number 26. They said if 1 over 3 to the power of 2x is equals to 9, then what is x? So we know that 9 is equals to 3 to the power of 2, right? And this would have been 1 over 3 2x is equals to 3 to the power of 2. Now, to make this my negative indices a positive indices, this would be 1 over 3 to the power of 2 by negative 1. Alright? So this would be 1 over 3 to the negative 2. And this negative indices will turn to a positive indices by putting it as 3 to the power of 2. So I would say that x is negative 1. And that is how you would have done this question. Right, so this one is more of the laws of indices that you have to remember to answer these questions. Alright, and that is the end of May-June 2024. Now we're going to do January 2024. Paper 1, Section 6, which is Algebra, numbers 21 to 26. Excuse me. Number 21 says Megan saves X each month, but on August she saves 4 less than twice her usual amount. In August she saves. So she saves X each month, but in August she saves 4 less. So we're subtracting 4 than twice her usual amount. So if they say twice her usual amount, this would be 2x. So it would be 2x minus 4. And that would be the answer for number 21C. This one, if m asterisk n is equal to the square root of m squared minus n squared, then 5 asterisk 2. So first you would do this one first. Always do brackets first, right? So if I have m asterisk n, right, 5 asterisk 2, that means m is 5 and n is 2. This would be equal to the square root of 5 squared minus 2 squared, which is the square root of 25 minus 4, 2 2s are 4, which is equals the square root of 21. And then I have, so the brackets is square root of 21. Good lord. Alright, and then I would have 5 asterisk square root of 21. That means m is 5 and n is square root of 21. So this would turn into, did I do that correct? So because I typed this down, I saw a mistake. Because this question was heading into something that you should not be doing with so much working. Now this would make more sense. Let's check it and see. M asterisk n is m cubed minus n squared. Right? So now we're going to substitute it into... Hi, good. Right, so m asterisk n again is the square root of m cubed minus n squared. So again, we always solve the brackets first. So 5 asterisk 2, that means it would be the first one is m, the second one is m. That's 5 cubed minus 2 squared, which is 5 5s are 25. 25 by 5 is 125. 125 minus 4, which is the square root of 121, which is equals to 11. So it would be 5 asterisk 11, which turns into the square root of m is 5, so that's 5 cube minus 11 squared, which is the square root of 125 minus 121, which is equal to the square root of 4, which is 2. So the answer is A. Right, and that's how you would have done this question. So, as we can see, this one is something that we can do very quickly and in our head, right? If you get an answer that is a lot of work and you need to check over to see where exactly went wrong. Right, number 23 refers to the following trapezium. The trapezium has a height of h, an area of x squared, and the height of a trapezium expressed in terms of x is. So first off, let us see what we know. They're talking about area of a trapezium. We know that area of a trapezium is equals to half A plus B, which is your parallel sides, times your height, which is a half by 2 plus x minus 4 by your height is equals to x squared. That is what we know, right? So let's just solve what we have here. This is a half by 2 minus 4 is minus 2, so that'll be x minus 2 h is equals to x squared. I want to make h the subject because I want to know what h is equal to. So first off, I would carry across let me carry across multiply by half, which turns to divide by half, so that's x over 2 by h is equal to x squared divided by half, which is x squared multiplied by 2 over 1. So I will know that x minus 2h is equals to 2x squared. Right? And if I want to make h the subject, carry this across. So now I know h would be equal to 2x squared all divided by x minus 2, and that is answer E. And that is how you would have done this question. Right, number 24. They just asked you to solve this. So to solve this, you say 3, hold on. 3 minus x minus 2 is 3 minus x plus 2. Right, because minus and a positive x is minus x, and a minus 2 is positive 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 minus x, so the answer is C. This one here was a no, they're just asking what is the same as. So we know 5n plus 1 multiplied by 5n plus 2. We know when my bases are the same, right? I am multiplying, I add my power. So this would be 5 to the power of n plus 1 plus n plus 2, which would be 5 to the power of 2n plus 3. And that answer would be B. Alright, number 26. We did this question already and we got 11. Let's just check to see. We said, well, let me check and see. We said if the answer is 11, let's just substitute 11. 11 minus 2 is equals to 3 by 11 plus 4. That is 5 by 9 is equals to 3 by 15. This is 45 and this is also 45. So you know D is your answer. And this is the second time we've seen this. Alright, and that is the end of January 2024. Let's go on to May, June 2023. Paper 1, Section 6, which is number 21 to 26. 7 times the product of two numbers A and B. This is a repeated question. It's 7AB. This one, 1 over 2x plus 1 over 3x. The first thing we have to do is find the LCM, which would be, or LCD, which would be 2 and 3. What is the LCM of 2 and 3? That's 6. And what could go into x and x? X. Right, so 2 into, this would be multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2. So this would be 3 plus 2. 3 and 2 is 5. So 5 over 6x. And that is the answer for number 22. Alright. So number 23, if the value of x squared minus 3y over xy, what is the value of this if x is 4 and y is 2? Let's just oh, hold on, I'm checking to see. It's plus. Right? Although you're not seeing it, it's supposed to be plus. So this would be 4 squared plus 3 by 2 all over 4 multiplied by 2. That's 16 plus 3 twos are 6 all over 8, which is equals to 22 over 8. What could go into 8 and 22? We divide this by 2 and you divide this by 2. You're going to get 11 over 4, which is 2 and 3 over 4. So the answer is D. Right, this question here, if 5 by 2x is a minus 1, yes, minus 1 is equals to 35, then x is equal to, so you can just substitute the values or you could solve for x, all depends on what you want to do. 5 by 2x minus 1 is equals to 35, 5 2s are 10x minus 5 is equals to 35. 10x would be 35 plus 5 because you carry across minus. We know anytime you carry a cross sign over the equal sign is the opposite. So you get 10x is equals to 40. So x would be 40 divided by 10, which is equals to 4. So D is your answer. Alright, number 25. John has X marbles and Max has twice as many marbles as John. Max gives John's 5 as his marbles. How many marbles does John have now? So John has X. Max has twice. It doesn't really matter how much Max have because I'm asking for how much John have, right? So Max has twice as many marbles as John. So if we wanted to do, we could say Max is 2x, right? Max gives John 5 of his marbles. So John is getting an additional 5. How many marbles does John have? X plus 5, which is B. Alright, we did this question already as well, and we got a squared minus b, but let's check it out. Hold on. No, this is something different. Let's check it out and see. So we have 3 asterisk 6 is equals to 12, and 2 asterisk 5 is equals to 9. We are going to substitute it into these equations to see which one these values it will work for. Right? So if I say B is the second value, so this is A and this is B, this is A and this is B. So I have 6 minus 3 is 3, 4 3s are 12. So this works for this one, but let's check. We have 5 minus 2 is 3, 4 3s are 12. So A is not your answer, right? Because if you substitute these values into this, you're not getting 9. You're getting 12 as well. A squared, that's 3 squared, that's 3 3s are 9. 9 minus 6, nope, can't work. C, we have 6 by 3 is 18. 18 minus 6, 18. 18 minus 6 is 12. Let's see if it works for this one. 6 twos are 12. 12 minus 5 is not 9. So it's not C. So just through a process of elimination, the answer is D. So again, we substitute these values into each of them to see which one will work, not just for one, because for A, it worked for this one, but it did not work for this one. It has to work for both of them. Okay, so you would have said 2 by 3 plus 6, and then you would have said 2 by 2 plus 5. 2 threes are 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, 2 twos are 4, 4 plus 5 is 9. And that is the answers that we got. And that is how you would have done this question. Alright, and that is the end of May, June 2023. Let's look at January 23. Paper 1, Section 6, numbers 21 to 26. The first one is the product of, this is a little bit blurry just now. Right. if the product of 2p over 3 and its reciprocal, which is 3 over 2p, this would be the answer. You're looking for 2p over 3 by 3 over 2p, which is C. Right, we did this question already. We got A, which was x squared. So let me just read it before I just jump the gun. They told you that the area of this is x squared, right? And they want the equation that may be used to find the following values of x. So this multiplied by this is giving you x squared. So x squared is 2 by x minus 4, which is correct. So the answer would be E. Right, number 23, Althea saves X each month, but in June she saves 4 more than twice the amount. So twice the amount would be 2 by X, and she saves 4 more, so you're plussing 4. So this would be, so it didn't have that, but they factorized. So this is 2 by X saves 4. Sorry, why was I? It's D. D is the answer. Alright, they just put 2x plus 4, which is D here. This one, it's a little bit blurred. You're not really seeing the question, but the question is 3 plus x over 2 is equal to 1. What is the value of x? Alright, so you could have just put any value, or you could solve for x. I think we did this question as well. But you could, no, we didn't do this question. This is, if I put 11 over 2, I'm getting a fraction, so it definitely cannot be E. If I put B, 4 over 2 is 2, 3 plus, is this negative 4? Right, so 3 plus negative 4 over 2, so the answer would be B. Right, this one is the same as, this is a repeated question as well. When the bases are the same, you're multiplying, you add the powers, so it would be 2n plus 3, 2 to the power of 2n plus, sorry, 5 to the power of 2n plus 3, right? If a asterisk b is a squared plus b squared, then the value of 3 asterisk 4 asterisk 2 is, so first off, this is a and this is b, so this would be 3 squared plus 4 squared, 3 3s are 9, 9 plus 16 is equals to 25, right? And 25 asterisk 2 would be 25 squared plus 2 squared, which is A. And that is the end of January 2023. Now we're going to be doing May, June 2022. Right, paper 1, section 6, numbers 21 to 26. This one here, we did a question like this. 2 3s are 6. So it would be 6, and then x squared multiplied by x cubed would be x to the power of 5. So the answer is E. Then this was a repeated question, I believe, but let's just do it. That's 10x minus, 10x minus 5. So the answer was 4, I believe. So it would have been 10x minus 5 is equals to 35. So 10x would be 35 plus 5. So 10x is equals to 40. So x would be 40 divided by 10, which is 4. Right, number 23, when twice a certain number, so let's put the certain number as x. When 2x is subtracted, is subtracted from 7, so 7 minus 2x, the result is multiplied, this is multiplied by 3, the answer is 33. That's what they're telling you, right? So you subtract this, you multiply by 3, and you get 33. So you get 7 minus 2x carry across multiply by 3. You'll get divide by 3. 33 divided by 3 is 11. Then carry this across. You're going to get 7 is equals 11 plus 2x. So then you carry this across. This would be 7 minus 11 is equals to 2x. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's minus 4 is equals to 2x. So 2x is equals to minus 4. So x would be negative 2. So the answer is B. right? Or you could have just substituted these values. You could have said 7 minus 2 by minus 2 is 2 minus a minus a plus 2 is a 4. So 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 by 3 is 33. You could have just done that instead of all of this that I just now did, right? We did this question just a minute ago. Number 24, I believe, is a repeated question, if I am not mistaken. Um, and I think we got 2a plus b, but you can check it out to see. 2 by 3 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, 2 by 2 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9. So it does, D is the answer for this one, right? Number 25, this is also a repeated question, is it? This would be negative 2. No, it's not a repeated question. Negative 2 over 3 to the power of 2 would be 2 twos are 4, 4 over 3 threes are 9, 4 over 9. It would not be negative 9 because a negative and a negative is a positive, right? I don't know how come they give you this question, but 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 is equals, I want my basis to be 3, so this would be 3 to the power of, sorry, 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of x. So I have 3 to the power of 2x plus 1. When my bases are the same, I simply add my power. So that's 3 to the power of 2 plus x. So now the bases are the same. So now the powers, we let the powers be equal. So that's 2x. Hold on, let me write this properly because it's writing a little bit scrappy. Okay, so when we have a question like this. 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 is equal to 9 to 3 to the power of x. I would say 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 is equal to 9 is 3 to the power of 3. We want the bases to be the same, right? No, 3 to the power of 2, sorry. Multiply by 3 to the power of x. So we could say 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 is 3 bases are the same. I'm multiplying, so I add my powers 2 plus x. So these two are the same, so now I can say 2x plus 1 is equal to 2 plus x, and I make x the subject. So I have 2x minus x is equals to 2 minus 1, so x is equals to 1, so the answer would be C. Or you could simply just put in the values. Rather than do all of this, you have the answers already. If I will get 3 to the power of 1 because 2 by 0 is 0 is equals to 9 by 3 to the power of 0. That don't make any sense. That's not equal to each other, right? So you just substitute x is equal to 0 into the equation, or x is equal to a third into the equation, and they have to be equal to each other. The only one would work would be C, right? So this is how you would do it. 3 to the power of 2 by 1 plus 1 is equal to 9 to the power of 3 to the power of 1. Right? This is 3 to the power of 3, which is 27, is equals to 9 multiplied by 3, which is also equals to 27. So 27 is equals to 27, so you know that that is the answer for 26, right? And that is the end of May, June 2022. We're going to January 2022. Paper 1, Section 6, numbers 21 to 26. Althea normally saves x each month, but in June she saves 4 more than twice. We did this question. This is 2 by x plus 4. This one here, we did this question and I made a mistake. And we got, I believe, no, actually, let me don't just say that. It was this 125, it was 11, I believe. 11. Yeah, square root of 5 cubed minus 2 squared is equal to 125 minus 4, which is the square root of 121, which is equal to 11. So D is the answer. We got something similar, but they added I think they added a different, yeah. So it had a variation of this question, right? This question here, Item 23 refers to the following diagram of a trapezium. The trapezium with a height h has x squared. The equation that may be used to find the value of x squared for the value of x is. So we are just trying to find. We know that area of a trapezium is a half by its two parallel sides, which would be 2 plus x minus 4 by h is equals to x squared. So that's a half by x minus 2 by h is equals to x squared. We're looking for something like this. Um, Anything that has like minus 4, minus 6, this has a negative 2 and a positive 2. There's no way. So the answer is A. This is, what they did was a half by h is h over 2 by x minus 2 is x squared, and that is how you would have got the variation of E. Alright? That is how we would do number 23. Number 24 is that negative? I'm checking this back, guys. Um, yeah. So this question is negative by negative 2q minus 3q is a negative and negative is a positive. So that's 2q minus 3q is equals to negative q. So the answer is C. This one here, we did this question. Again, this is a repeated question. It was 2n plus 3, which is B. 5 to the power of 2n plus 3. This one here, I believe this is our next repeated question. And the answer was, it wasn't a repeated question. We're going to, now there are two ways that you could do this question. You could substitute the values, these values into them and see which one is equal to 0, or you could solve for y. I like to solve for y, so I'm just going to solve for y, and then when I get the answer, I'm going to substitute that answer into the option into the equation so you guys could see that's the next way you could have done it. Right, so 5y minus 10, I'm multiplying it, right? 5 by y is 5y, 5 by minus 10, minus 2 is minus 10, minus 3y minus 12 is equals to 0. So 5 minus 3y is 2y minus 22 is equals to 0. So we can see y is already equals to 11, right? Now, the next way you could have done this is you say, okay, let's try 11 as the answer. 5 by 11 minus 2 minus 3 by 11 plus 4, right? 11 minus 2 is 9. 5 by 9 minus 3 by 11 plus 4 is 15. This is 45 and this is 45, which is equals to 0. So we did get a question like this, but it is a variation of this question. Right, and that is the end of January 2022. We're looking at May, June 2021. Section 6, numbers 21 to 26. We did something like this. We 1 over 5x plus 2 over 3x. We know they have x in common, and 5 and 3, that's 15. You multiply this by 3 and you multiply this by 5. That's 3 plus 5 twos are 10. That's 13 over 5x. 7 times the product of two numbers a and b would be 7ab. We did this question already and we got 2 and 3/4, I believe. Or yeah, it was 11 over 4, which is 2 and 3/4. But we could try it over again. This is 4 squared plus 3 by 2 over 4 by 2 is equal. So this was 16 plus 6, which is 22 over 8. This was divisible by 2. Divisible by 2, you got 11 over 4, which is 4 going to 11 two times, and remainder 3 over 4. So the answer would have been D. This one here is an next repeated question, and I believe the answer was 4. You can try it. 2 fours are 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 fives are 35, so you know that that is the answer. This is our next repeated question, I believe. John has X marbles. Max has twice as many marbles as John. Max gives John's 5 marbles. How many marbles does John have? John has X and he's received 5 more, so it's X plus 5. If A is 3 and AB is 6, then A is 3. A by B is equals to 6, so that's 3B is equals to 6, so B is equals to 6 over 3, so B is equals to 2. Alright, so A squared minus B squared would be 3 squared minus 2 squared. Alright, 3 3s are 9. 9 minus 4 is equals to 5. So the answer is C. And that is how you would have done May, June 2021. Now we're looking at January 2021. Paper 1, section 6, numbers 21 to 26. The product of P and its reciprocal, that is P by 1 over P. We did this question. Alright, Right, so this would be the reciprocal of multiply by p is divide by p, so this is p multiplied by 1 over p. Alright, and anytime you multiply a letter by its reciprocal, you're supposed to get 1, right? The only one that you get in 1 there is p by 1 over p. Alright, this is a question that we did already. It would have been, they told you that the area is x squared. You always, even if it looks similar, guys, please check it over. 2 by x minus 4. So the answer is A. Right. This one, Althea normally saves x each month, as in June she saves 4 more than twice her usual amount. Twice is 2x and 4 more. That's 2x plus 4. This is a repeated question. I think negative 1, but you can do it if you want. 3 plus 2 over negative 1. 2 divided by negative 1 is negative 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So you could have done it like that. Right? This is a repeated question. You add your powers. That's 2n plus 3. So that's 5 to the power of 2n plus 3. This one is a next repeated question. We just now did this. The answer was 11. But you can check it. 5 by 11 minus 2 minus 3 by 11 plus 4. This is 5 multiplied by 9, which is 45 minus, you're supposed to get 0. 3 by 15, which is also 45. 45 minus 45 is 0, so you know that the answer is 11. And that is the end of June 2021. That's the end of January 2021. Let's look at January 2020. Paper 1, section 6, number 21 to 26. The denominators are the same, so therefore we just add the powers. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 over 5x, so it's A. Right? Yeah, just now. Let me get a pen. Right. This one, oh, it's different. So it would be square root of this is m is first, m is after, mn is 5 2s are 10. 10 minus 4 is equal to the square root of, oh no, I made a mistake here. This is supposed to be m to the power of 3. Alright? Now that I so I want to know why these questions are so weird. This is m to the power of 3 minus n squared, which we have done this question already and we got the answer to be 11, right? We would have gotten 125 minus 4. 125 minus 4 is 121. The square root of 121 is 11, right? 23. Okay, this is not a repeated question. We need to solve this, right? You could just substitute these values into the question here and see which one you get 7 for, and then you would know that this is your answer. I am going to just solve it. This is 3x minus 3 minus 2x plus 2 is equal to 7. That's x minus 1 is equal to 7. So x would be, hold on, yeah, no, this would be x is, no, this is minus 2. What? No. 7, 8. Right, now let's just check it to see. This is 3 by 8 minus 1 minus 2 by 8 minus 1. This is 3 by 8 minus 1 is 7 minus 2 by 8 minus 1 is 7. This is 7. 3s are 21. 21 minus 14, which is in fact 7. So the answer, and you see that the answer is 7, so the answer for this one is C. This one here, we did this already. This is um, positive 2q minus 3q is equals to negative q, so the answer is C. This one here, I think we did this question a few times. It's like probably two times we saw it. The answer was 2 3/4. If I'm not mistaken, it would have been 4 squared plus 3 by 2, which is 6, which is 22 over 4 2s are 8. This is divisible by 2. Divisible by 2, you're going to get 11 over 4, which is 2 and 3 over 4. And that is the answer for this one. If p over 5 is 20, then p is equal to, carry this, if you want to find for p, you carry across 5, right? 20 by 5, which is D. Right, and that's the end of January 2020. Let's look at May, June 2019. So doing section, paper 1, section 6, numbers 21 to 26. Right, we did this question already. We know that the LCM is 15. Oh, hold on. It's a variation of this question we did. 1 over 5x plus 2 over 3x. The LCM is 5 3s are 15. X. This is multiplied by 3. This is multiplied by 5. That is 13 over 15x. So we did do this question. When 5 is added to a certain number, 5 is added to x, and the result is this is multiplied by 3. You get 27. So the answer is 4. But I'm going to show you how I did that. You carry this across, you get 5 plus x is equals to 27 divided by 3, which is 9. And then 5 plus what is 9? 5 plus 4. You could have said x is equals to 9 minus 5, so x is equals to 4. So that's how you would have done this question. Number 23. This is a repeated question. I'm not going to do it over. Alright, it's 2 3/4. Alright, if x is an integer that satisfies the inequality, right, so what they did was, how would you get rid of 2x? You divide the entire thing by 2. So I would have gotten 4 divided by 2 is 2. X 6. So this is what you're looking for. Sorry, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you would have looked for this, which is E. Right, the signs and stuff not really changing because there's not negative 2x in the middle there. It's just 2x, so I divide everything by 2. Right, number 25, the positive of two numbers, P and Q, the sum of two numbers. So P plus Q is equals to 32. P minus Q is equals to 12. Right, is this a simultaneous? It is. Okay. What is a smaller number? Alright, we'll have to do this simultaneously. You get rid of P, you subtract it. P minus P is cancels out. Q minus minus Q is Q plus Q, which is 2. Q is equals to 33 minus 12, which is equal to 3 minus 2 is 1. Right? And 3 minus 1 is 2 is 21. So Q is equals to, okay, this is supposed to be 32. Right? I made a mistake. 32. And this is 12. You subtract 32 minus, so I have 2q is equal to 32 minus 12 is equal to 0, 20. So q is equals to 10, right? And then you substitute q is equals to 10 into whichever equation you want. I'm going to put it into equation 1. So this is p plus 10 is equals to 32. So P would be 32 minus 10. So P is equals to 12. And that is your answer for this question. Unfortunately, you will have to do all this working because there's no way to know what is the next number. Actually, no. You got 10 for one. My bad. I want to know what is the smaller number. The smaller number is 10. Right? So Q was 10 and P was 12. They just want the smaller number. They didn't really specify which number it was. If it's P or Q, so you had to solve this to find for both P and Q. Right? Number 26 is a repeated question. 3 2s are 6. 6x to the power of 5. Right? And what happened there? Oh, in okay, that is the end of May, June 2019. Now we're going to look at January 2019. Paper 1, section 6, numbers 21 to 26. What is the product of minus 2a and minus 3? A minus a minus a plus. 2 3s are 6, 6a squared, so the answer is D. When 6 is divided by a number and the sum of the is divided by 2. When 6 is added to a number, let's say x, and the sum is divided by 3, the result is 4. That is B. Alright? Althea saves X each month, but June she saved 4 more than twice. So you say it's more, so you're adding 4 to twice her usual amount, which is 2x. Right? If 3 plus, this is a repeated question, everyone. I believe that the answer was negative 1. X is negative 1. 2 divided by negative 1 is negative 2. 3 plus negative 2 is 1. So A. Right? Number 25. This is a repeated question. 2 and 3/4. So we multiply negative 2 by x is negative 2x. So it'll be negative 2x plus 8. So it's B. And that is the... Why that seems so fast? That was January 2019. Now we're going to look at May, June 2018. Paper 1, section 6, number 21 to 26. So now, 21 to 26. This is a repeated question. You know, it was over 15x and... Was it over 15x? Yes. Multiply this by... So yeah, the answer was D. Right? We did this question a few times. The answer was D. If... I need to check this question because this question is a little bit blurry. Right. The question says if 5 by 2x minus 1 is equals to 35. We did this question already. We got the answer to be 4. Right? This is a repeated question. This question here is 2x squared by is 3x squared multiplied by 2x cubed. We know that the answer was 6x. This is a little bit blurry, but the only one that see if this was 6x to the power of 5, right? This would be the answer. Right? You're just looking for 6x to the power of 5. Given that 3 asterisk 6 is 12 and 2 asterisk 5 is 9, we did this question as well, and we got it was 2a plus b. But if you are not sure, you can substitute the values into that equation and find out, right? When 8 is subtracted from a certain number, when 8 is subtracted from x, the result is multiplied by 3 and you get 21. So 8 minus x. Hold on, that is wrong what I just now wrote. They said that x is subtracted from a certain... 8 is subtracted from a certain number. So x minus 8 multiplied by 3 is equals to 21. You carry this across, you have x minus 8 is equals to 21 divided by 3 is 6. No, it's 7, sorry. You carry this across, you get x is equals to 7 plus 8, which is equals to 15. So the answer is D. Negative 2 over 3 to the power of 2. This is a repeated question. It would be positive 4 over 9, so B. And that is the end of January 2018. No, yeah, January 2018. No, that was May, June. Sorry. May, June 2018. Now we're going to look at January 2018. Paper 1, section 6, number 23 to 31. So if you guys recognize, when we reach January 2018, go down, it's different numbers from when we were looking at the ones go up, right? Like January 2019 to January 2025 would be different numbers. So this is when the syllabus changed. That's the reason why. So January 2018, paper 1, section 6, numbers 23 to 31. You would see number questions are looking a little bit different from what you're accustomed to. 15p plus 55q minus 2 threes are 6. So this would be 15. 1 second. 15p minus 6p plus 55q minus 4 2 is 8q. Alright, 55 minus 6 is 9p. So anything that does not have 9p would be out. So it's either this or this. And we're not adding here, we're subtracting. So we know that the answer is A, so it cannot be B. Right, we did this question. This was positive 2q minus 3q, which would be minus q, which is C. This one, 2 to the power of 6 divided by 2 to the power of 2. When the bases are the same and you're dividing, you subtract your powers. So that's 2 to the power of 6 minus 2, which is 2 to the power of 4. This one here, if you want to make P the subject, you carry across, divide by 5, which turns to multiply by 5. So the answer is D. Is that it? No. 27, when 7 is added to 3 times a certain number n. When 7 is added to 3 times a certain number n, the result is 22. Okay. So that is C. 36 men can paint a shopping mall in 25 days. How much days will it take 15 men to paint the wall if they work at the same rate? Now, we have to think about this. Would it take them more days or less days? It would obviously take them more days because it's more men. Right? So let's look at this. 36 men is equal to 25 days. So one man would obviously take more. So you would not be dividing, you would be multiplying 25 multiplied by 36, which is 900, I believe. You add two zeros and you divide by 4. That's a rule of thumb when you're multiplying by 25. 36, you add two zeros and you divide by 4. 4 going to 36 9 times, so it's 900. This is 900. And then they want to know for 15 men. One man is 900 and 15 men would be 900 divided by 15. 15 could go into 90. That is 60, thank you. 60. So the answer is C. Alright, and that is how you would do this question. Number 29 is a repeated question. The answer is 2 3/4. So that is the end. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, we have two more questions. This one is our next repeated question. We know that it would be the area is x squared, so it's h by half, which is h over 2 by, when you add these two, you'll get x minus 2, so the answer is A. Number 31. Is this a repeated question? It is, I believe. A mistake here. Right, so we would have gotten 3x. We got 3x minus 3 minus 2x plus 2 is equal to 7. So you add 3x minus 2x is x. And minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1 is equal to 7. So x is equal to 7 plus 1, which is 8. So the answer for 31 is C. Right, and that is the end of January 2018. Let's look at May, June 27th. Paper 1, section 6, which is algebra, numbers 23 to 31. Right, 7 times the product of two numbers is 7ab. We did this question, we divided by 2. So you would have gotten 2 x and then 3, so that's a. This one here, the coefficient of x and the expansion of. So when we multiply this, what is the coefficient of x? So this would have been x by x minus 1 plus 3 by x minus 1. This is x squared minus x plus 3x minus 3. So this would have been x squared plus 2x minus 3. So the coefficient of x is 2, so it's C. This one is a repeated question. 2 3s are 6, and x to the power of 2 plus 3, which is 5. Alright, so it would have been B. This one here, if m is negative 2, then the value of p is, that is p is equal to minus 2 to the power of 3 over 2 minus minus 2. This would be p is equal to negative 8 over 2 plus 2, which is negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2. A is the answer. Right, A asterisk B is A over B minus 1. 7 asterisk 28 would be 7 over 28 minus 1. 7 over 28, 7 into 7, 1, 7 into 28 is 7 4s are 28. So it'll be a quarter minus 1 is minus 3, minus 3 quarters, right? So the answer for number 28 is minus 3 and minus 3 over 4, which is E. This one here is a repeated question. We answer was D. Yeah. Is this how much John have? John has X marbles and Max give him 5. Right? So that's X minus X plus 5. When 8 is subtracted from a certain number, so X minus 8, you multiply this by 3. We did this question already. The answer was D, I believe, but let's just check it out. You'll get x minus 8 is equals to 21 divided by 3. So x minus 8 is equals to 7. So x is equals to 7 plus 8, which is equals to 15. And that is the answer for number 31. And that is the end of January 2017, June 2017. Let's look at January 2017, paper 1, section 6, numbers 2 to 20. All right. This one is our, is it? It's not. Actually, yes, it is. Bases are the same, so you just add the numbers on top of the numerators. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 over 25x. This one here, if x is an integer that satisfies the inequality, then we want to know what x. So you divide all of this by 2. This is weird, but anyways, so this would have been 3x 4, so you're looking for that, so that's A. Then this one is a repeated question, D. This one here is also, sorry, number 23 is not over 20. You do not multiply or do anything with the numerators. It is 6 over 5x. Right? Number 24, we divide everything by 2, so that's how we got A to be the answer. This one is a repeated question, so it's 2 and 3 quarters. This is also a repeated question. You'll get negative 2x plus 8, so the answer is B. Number 27, this is a repeated question. Oh, is it? No, this is something different. So we would have had 5 squared minus 3 squared, and the square root of that is the square root of 25 minus 9, which is the square root of 16, which is equals to 4. So B is your answer. James saved X each month, but in March he saves $5 less than twice his usual amount. So less than your minus and 5, and it's twice the usual amount, so it would be D. Right, number 39. Oh, they asked before. This is a variation of a question. When we solve this, we used to get 8. So 8 minus 1 is 7, I believe. So I believe the answer is B, but let's just check it back because I don't like to just guess. We said that it's 3 by 8 minus 1 minus 2 by 8 minus 1, right? That is 3 by 7 minus 2 by 7 is in fact 7, right? And if x was equals to 8, then 8 minus 1. So the answer for x minus 1 would have been 8 minus 1, which is 7. Right? 8a squared is 8a by 8a, which is 8 8 are 64, 64a squared versus d. Right? And this is the last question when we're dividing on your bases. So when you're dividing on your bases, are the same way you subtract your powers. So it'll be 2 to the power of 6 minus 2 to the power of 6 minus 2, which is 2 to the power of 4. So B is your answer for this one. And that is the end of January 2017 and the end of this video for algebra from January 2025 to January 2017 for your multiple choice.